The Honorable Jack Zuhari, Judge of the United States District Court. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The District Court of the United States for the Western Division of the Northern District of Ohio is now open for the transaction of business pursuant to adjournment. All persons having business before this honorable court will draw nigh, give attention, and ye shall be heard. God save the United States of America and this honorable court.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to acknowledge and thank Nick Thompson, who just opened court, this very special session of our court. He's from the University of Findlay. He's president of the Student Government Association, and following his graduation in just a few weeks, he'll begin a career as a marketing consultant. I also want to acknowledge and thank for the presentation of the colors at the outset, the Sons of the American Revolution, and also acknowledge and thank the Findlay High School Wind Ensemble, led by director Dan Wilson, for the music that you heard before and you'll continue to hear during the ceremony here today. Welcome, everyone. Ahlo sahla, fun ying, ni hao, namaste, benvenidos, benvenito, mabuhay. My way of saying welcome in the language of the 16 new citizens who are here today. You know, I had an opportunity to speak with briefly before the ceremony. Welcome, and welcome to all our guests. Many of our high school history books, since we have a number of high school students here, are filled with success stories of immigrants who have made significant contributions to America. There are still more stories to be written. I heard a few of them in my conversations this morning. And here today we have with us new citizens from a number of countries who will write their own chapters of the American dream. I want to give special thanks and acknowledge President Emeritus of the University of Findlay, Dr. DeBow Freed. Dr. Freed, would you please stand and let this crowd acknowledge you? He and I met some 8 years ago when we held our first ceremony here. It's been an annual tradition in April to have the ceremony here at the University of Findlay, and we very much appreciate all the effort of the many people in putting this wonderful program together. And here to give a welcome from the University of Findlay is Dr. Darren Fields, Vice President of Academic Affairs and Faculty Dean. Dr. Fields.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. On behalf of President Catherine Fell, the entire faculty, staff, and students of the University of Findlay, I bid all of you a warm welcome on this auspicious day. I'm Darren Fields, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and it is truly an honor to be here today as we host this wonderful occasion of your becoming citizens of the United States of America. We are always proud to serve as the host location for this ceremony, and we are pleased to be able to celebrate and share your day with friends and family from around the world via our video streaming of this event. In this way, we hope that the arms of our campus extend out to you as the arms of our nation on this important occasion. I wish you all the very best fortune and happiness in your new lives as American citizens. Thank you.
Continuing with our patriotic theme today, we're going to have the national anthem next, and we're going to hear from Tatum Teeple, a junior from Liberty Benton High School, here with her mother, Carrie, and her aunts, Carmen and Lindsay. And we'll ask you all to stand for this, please. It's like church. We're going to keep you up and down and keep you alert.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's springtime, and if we were somewhere else today, we might be following that with the words, "play ball." That was great. I wish I could take them with me to all their ceremonies. What a wonderful rendition. Thank you very much, ladies. I've had many conversations about citizenship in my 10 years on the federal bench, presiding at ceremonies like these, speaking with high school students, or simply talking with cabbies in towns where I travel and visit. I was in Dallas last week, and on my cab ride from the airport to downtown, the driver and I engaged in a spirited half-hour conversation about American and world politics and being an American citizen. He was naturalized from Ghana and has been in this country for over 20 years. His several children are living here in the USA or in Ghana or in Asia. And I asked him, as I often do, "Has America been good to you?" And his immediate answer was, "Yes, America has offered me opportunity and freedom I could not get elsewhere." "Never a moment of regret?" I asked. "Never," he said. That followed with me getting to the hotel, picking up a Time magazine, where I read these words, which seemed to echo my cab driver's sentiments. "This country's exceptionalism is not based on its military and wealth. The U.S. remains a nation and an idea worth emulating. It has set a standard of freedom and opportunity against which people everywhere measure their own governments. The U.S. idea of citizenship is based on allegiance rather than tribe. Drawing people from around the world, these are the choices and values that make America great." I understand from our INS folks that we have 16 new citizens from 13 countries, and the next step is a most important one. It's delivering the oath to our new citizens. So I'm going to ask just our new citizens to please stand. You can put your papers on your chair. They're all in the front row except one, which we have in the second row. You're special. Raise your right hand. Do each of you hereby declare on oath and affirmation that you absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, or sovereignty, of which or of whom you have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that you will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that when required by law, you will bear arms on behalf of the United States, you will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States, and that you will perform work of national importance under civilian direction. That you take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help you God. If so, say, "I do." A round of applause. And please stay standing. And let me ask in a moment everyone else to stand, but first let me mention something before we do the pledge, which is usually the first thing we have our new citizens recite. Learned Hand served as a federal judge from 1909 until 1951. He was nicknamed the 10th Justice of the Supreme Court for his many influential decisions. He became known as the defender of free speech and liberty in his more than 2,000 opinions. His address to new citizens at Central Park in New York more than 65 years ago is often referred to as the spirit of liberty, and I quote just a small part of that address. What then is the spirit of liberty? The spirit of liberty is the spirit which is not too sure that it is right. The spirit of liberty is the spirit which seeks to understand the minds of other men and women, weighs their interests alongside its own without bias, remembers that not even a sparrow falls to the earth unheeded. And with that, I'm going to ask Victoria Longton, a junior at the University of Findlay studying occupational therapy, to come forward. She is with the Student Government Association Sergeant at Arms, and she's going to lead us in the pledge. Here she comes. Would everyone please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, we have three special student speakers. I'm going to tell you quickly about each of them, and then they're going to come up and talk to you. First, Taylor Werner, a senior at Van Loo High School, active in volleyball, cheerleading, and track and field. After graduation, she will attend Bowling Green State University, majoring in adolescent young adult education. Following, we'll have Alex Porter, senior and salutatorian at Riverdale High School. After graduation, she will attend the Presidential Leadership Academy at Bowling Green State University, majoring in music education and music performance. Zach Durlat, senior at Arlington High School, involved in sports and music and the community. After graduation, he will attend Bowling Green State University, majoring in accounting and business. And Taylor, kick us off, please. Why don't you all come up and just wait right next to her? Thank you.
Citizenship. What does it mean to be a citizen? A citizen is defined as a legally recognized subject or national of a state or commonwealth, either native or naturalized. Being a citizen in America is a wonderful privilege. Here we have freedoms like no other. As citizens of our great nation, you will have many civic responsibilities. One of these responsibilities is voting. Voting is a way for you to be heard. It is essentially your voice in all the issues that face our country today. Voting is important because it assesses the country and notifies our government what issues we are facing and how to fix them. The key to being an apt voter is staying informed and keeping up to date. This can be accomplished by attending meetings, watching the news, and getting involved in local and state issues. Our country wouldn't be what it is today without the voice of the people. Our voices have brought about revolutions that have changed this country forever. Events such as women obtaining the right to vote, the civil rights movement, and even recent issues such as marriage equality. I am very proud to be one of the first people to congratulate you on your citizenship. I hope this day reminds us all that our freedoms came at a price, and it is up to us to carry on the legacy of those who fought for our freedoms. Thank you.
In the United States, we do not ask every citizen to be a patriot, but we do ask every citizen to do their best and be their best for their country. Dedication to the United States, in summation with being dedicated to the governing bodies and documents that preside over it, is the obligation of citizenship that is the most implicit, the most intrinsic, and perhaps the most important as well. Talent is cheap, but dedication is expensive. The United States and its government have labored incessantly for nearly 250 years to provide for its citizens the freedoms that people of other countries only dare to dream about. Your only work as a citizen is to discover the United States, and then with all your heart, devote yourself to its communities. True strength of citizenship lies in one's willingness to devote his life to something beyond himself. When I woke up today and brushed my teeth and chose what I wanted to wear and ate breakfast, I had an epiphany. Today did not dawn as brightly as it did for hundreds of millions of people around the world, because they do not enjoy the securities and the freedoms that people of this country do. It's because of these freedoms granted to us that dedication to the United States is paramount. Dedication, enthusiasm, and commitment are the least that we as citizens can give back. Devotion is achieved by a number of things and is a very encompassing factor of citizenship. As my colleague Taylor mentioned, and my colleague Zach will mention, dedication to the United States involves voting and being politically aware, in combination with being a valuable member of society. By achieving these, you are giving back to your community, and thus, your country. President John F. Kennedy said it best in his inaugural address: "Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country." Always remember that there are no shortcuts to any place worth going. As a citizen of this great country, you know that better than anyone. Thank you. And on behalf of my school, county, state, and the United States of America, congratulations.
Before I begin, I would like to take a moment and congratulate all of you on your new citizenship. It is an honor to share this achievement with you today, and we welcome you into our democracy. Now, a democracy is defined as a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and their participation. It is a government ran by the people, for the people. The people is not just the wealthy or those with the name of Bob, but it includes every single person in this room and in this United States of America. And this is why we are called to defend the Constitution and all the rights it beholds, including one of these rights, which is the right to a prompt, fair trial by a jury of our peers. Now, this honorary right is so important to us that it is the only right stated in both the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The main part to this, though, is the jury by peers. This is the reason why we are called to serve on a jury, is because it is a jury of our peers. It isn't a jury of government officials or people from another country. It is a jury of your fellow citizens who live the life that you live every day. They have the same struggles and same understandings as you do. All of these characteristics of these people are why we want them as part of the jury. These people will make the decision of guilty or not guilty based upon not only the evidence they heard, but also on how the evidence coincides with the Constitution and the things that they have learned in their life. This is what makes the court fair for the one being tried, because the fate of the accused is not just in one person's hand, but it is in the hands of those people all around him. We are these people, and that is why we should not see it as a chore when we receive that call or that letter in the mail calling us to be a juror. But we should see it as a privilege to serve our local community, state courts, and our country. Thank you.
And picking up on what Zachary just said, we look forward to welcoming all you new citizens to what is now your federal court when you're called on for jury service, which is not only mentioned in the Constitution, but also in the Declaration of Independence. Our forefathers thought very much of that right. I flipped a page and missed a page, and so I'm going to pause and pick up where I should have started the speeches with, and that is a rendition of This Is My Country by Hannah Brown, a senior at Liberty Benton High School, involved in all things musical. After graduation, she will attend Bluffton University, majoring in art and writing with a minor in music, and her accompanist is her grandmother, Martha Avery, a regent with the Findlay Daughters of the American Revolution. After they are done, we will then pick up and finish with Caitlin Philhart, a senior at Findlay High School. She is a member of the award-winning We the People FHS, representing Ohio at national competition in a few weeks. After graduation, she will attend, you're getting it, Bowling Green State University, majoring in public relations.
What difference if I hail from north or south, or from the east or west? My heart is filled with love for all of these. I only know I swell with pride, and deep within my breast I thrill to see old glory paint the breeze. This is my country, land of my birth. This is my country, grandest on earth. I pledge thee my allegiance, America the bold, for this is my country to have and to hold. With hand upon my heart, I thank the Lord for this my native land. For all I love is here within her gates. My soul is rooted deeply in the soil on which I stand. For these are mine, my own United States. This is my country, land of my choice. This is my country, hear my proud voice. I pledge thee my allegiance, America the bold, for this is my country to have and to hold.
Now that you've become citizens of the United States, what is your next step? Where do you go from here? These are the questions that men and women before you have asked themselves after they have become citizens. I would like to share a story about a woman who was put in the spotlight on the Humans of Findlay page to celebrate immigrants in our community. Monica Zimmerman was born in Germany and came to Findlay with her future husband, Robert, in 1975. Zimmerman dove into volunteering at Lincoln Elementary, worked with the Historical Museum, and became president of the International Women's Group here in Findlay. In that group, she finds strength from other immigrants who are from all over the world. A benefit of becoming a U.S. citizen is that you don't have to lose yourself. You don't have to change because you're in a new country. Here in Findlay, Herve Pierre has experienced the benefits of becoming a U.S. citizen. He can travel to his homeland of Haiti when he wants to for any amount of time. Pierre brought his family from Haiti for safety reasons, but he still splits his time between there and the United States. Thanks to his involvement in Mission Possible, Pierre can give back to his community that is still suffering from the earthquake in 2010. He continues to play soccer, a game that he loves. Pierre is now learning the rules of American football since his son is on the football team at Liberty Benton. Just because you're away from your home country, it doesn't mean that you have to give up on all of the things that you used to do. You can bring your own traditions and learn new things. Being able to vote, travel, and prosper in a new country is so important. Take on this new journey that you are embarking on today with an open mind. In this community, we embrace and welcome those who come from all parts of the world. You have the power to make your peers see things differently and contribute to making a better community. Congratulations on this momentous achievement. I can't wait to see what actions you take to benefit this community. Thank you.
Thank you to all the students who talked to you about both the obligations and the benefits of citizenship. And now we're going to have Hannah come back up here, now that you've rested for 2 minutes, and give us a rendition of God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood. And thank you, grandmother, for helping out.
If tomorrow all the things are gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my husband and no strife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died and gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died and gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died and gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Thank you both. I'm delighted to introduce the first of two guest speakers. First will be Ms. Nancy Tate. Nancy is the former executive director of the League of Women Voters of the United States. In other words, she has been on the national and is on the national stage. She is here at the University of Findlay as a Woodrow Wilson Visiting Fellow. We're delighted that her trip here at Findlay coincides with this ceremony. I present Ms. Nancy Tate.
Thank you. Thank you to the University of Findlay for inviting me to be part of this important event. Thank you to Judge Zahari and to all the other speakers. And welcome to our new citizens. Congratulations. And thank you for the contributions you bring from your own backgrounds, your skills, your talents, and your customs, and your bravery and hard work for embracing life in a new country. I'm very honored to share this special day with you. You've come a long way since you left the country of your birth or your parents' birth. A long way in space, time, and effort. To join this nation, which is itself a nation of immigrants. Our American history and our successes as a country would not have been possible without the generations of immigrants who have come here all these years before and from every corner of the world. And just as you and other immigrants before you have worked hard to adapt to this country, so has this country, the country that welcomes you today, worked hard to adapt itself. It's come a long way in ensuring the rights of all citizens to participate in our American democracy. At the beginning of our country, when we were founded, only white men property owners could vote. After the Civil War, the 15th Amendment expanded voting rights to all males without regard to color or race. It took 50 more years to 1920 for the 19th Amendment to be passed to guarantee women the right to vote. And it was only in 1971 that 18-year-olds, the age of many people in this room, were able to vote as well, even though they were already eligible to fight for our country. So this right has been extended to all these citizens over the years, and now is extended to you. It is yours as well. But before you exercise it, you do need to do a few things. You actually do need to register to vote. You need to know what the laws are in the jurisdiction in which you are going to live, so that you can follow them so that you can vote. The things you need to be aware of are the deadlines that are involved and the types of identification that you will need to take to show that you are who you say you are. You will also need to know, of course, about the regulations that pertain to how to actually cast your ballot when you come to Election Day. Where is your polling place? What hours is it open? Can you vote early? Can you vote absentee if you will not be at home to vote when comes Election Day? And Election Day, the general election day this year, is November 8th. And of course, you need to inform yourselves about the candidates and the issues. The League of Women Voters can actually help you with all these things. The League is a national, nonpartisan organization that operates in every state and over 700 communities. Our mission is to assist all citizens in participating in the democratic form of government that we have here in the United States of America. The League is very active here in Ohio. There are 32 leagues around the state. And we have a national website that will provide all the types of information that I've just mentioned. It's called vote411.org. And you can find there all the rules and regulations about the election process, your identification, the registration deadlines, and so forth. You can learn about the candidates and the candidates' own words, and you can look up your polling place location, which is the question that most people have on Election Day. Where do I actually go to vote? And you can help in your own communities as well. You can help others with voting. You can take people to the polls. You can assist those with limited English skills to understand what the deadlines are and what the requirements are. You can emphasize to others the importance of making their voices heard as well as your own. And of course, you can serve as a poll worker at voting places, and that's often very comforting to other members of your community who might be voting for the first time. Today is not the final step in your journey to become an American, but a new beginning as a citizen. To participate and contribute to your local communities, to speak up for what you believe in, to vote, and perhaps someday to even run for office yourself. I want to quote President Obama, who himself quoted President John Kennedy just recently at a naturalization ceremony in Washington, D.C. "No form of government requires more of its citizens than does the American democracy. Our system of self-government depends on ordinary citizens doing the hard, frustrating, but always essential work of citizenship, of being informed, of understanding that the government isn't some distant thing, but is you, of speaking out when something is not right, of helping fellow citizens when they need a hand, of coming together to shape our country's future." So with that, I congratulate you once again and welcome you as fellow Americans.
Our next speaker is Nagmana Masood. She is a newly minted American citizen. She and I met last month at a ceremony, and she was so beaming and so joyful. And then when I found out she was from Findlay, I said, "Please, would you like to speak in your hometown next month?" And she graciously said yes. She is formerly from Pakistan, obtained her citizenship, as I said, just recently, last month. She's a board-certified family physician in practice and also works as a consultant for a rehab and heroin detox program. She's lived in Findlay for 13 years, has a 24-year-old daughter who graduated, from the University of Findlay, not Bowling Green. And she belongs to the International Women's Club of Hancock County. Please give her a warm welcome.
Good afternoon, fellow Americans, guests, respected faculty, and students, and Honorable Judge Zohairi. I am delighted to be part of this memorable event, and congratulations to all the new citizens on your achievement. This is a well-deserved and a very proud moment in your lives. I am well aware of the sacrifices and the price we pay to get to this status. However, as mentioned by the previous speakers, becoming a U.S. citizen is a privilege, and I urge you all to be mindful of it. It comes with not just rights, but responsibilities. You have been blessed with an amazing opportunity to be part of a democratic system. As you bring your unique strengths, you can enhance your lives and contribute to the communities. I feel this is a gift, and we should cherish it. My personal journey started 25 years ago when I left my loved ones behind in Pakistan to continue my dream as a physician. Juggling between 5 different roles of being a physician, single parent, daughter, friend, and sister has been an incredible journey. Being in America, I was able to fulfill most of these roles. By the grace of God and my parents' support, I have made it this far. Keeping in mind my beloved dad's advice, I continue to make a difference in my patients' lives, whether small or big, and treat them as if they were my family. And along the way, I have met beautiful and wonderful personalities. I would like to mention one of our members here, Caitlin, was my, I know her personally, was my patient. and I'm very proud of her, and good luck in Bowling Green University, and maybe you'll come back to Findlay University. I'm also delighted to be here for another reason. My daughter graduated from University of Findlay, and now she is at Wright State University pursuing her doctorate in psychology. Once again, I'd like to welcome you to be a U.S. citizen. You're not an alien anymore, like I have been for a long time. We are U.S. citizen, and congratulations. And I wish you all the best, and God bless America.
And now it's my privilege to give some short personal remarks to the new citizens. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Even as a young boy, those words always resonated with me. This is the last stanza from the poem, The New Colossus, which is in your program. It was written in 1883 by Emma Lazarus, born of Portuguese immigrants. And a bronze plaque of the poem is located on the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty, where this poem resides. Liberty Island is the home of the statue, and next to it is Ellis Island, the port of entry for millions of immigrants, including my family, who came to this country in the early part of the 1900s and became U.S. citizens. These immigrants, like you, were moved by American ideas and ideals. The USA is still a special place. Some risk their lives to enter our borders. Others give their lives to defend and spread our freedoms. It is why, within sight of the 9/11 tragedy, Lady Liberty still brightens the New York harbor with her lamp. And now some comments to the students who are here. Sorry, it's quiz time. Are you ready? I need you to shout out some answers with respect to the Statue of Liberty. How many of you have visited Ellis Island, the Statue of Liberty, anything? Okay, we have a good number of you. Then this will probably be an easy quiz. The Statue of Liberty wears a crown on her head with 7 points. These 7 points represent, very good, the 7 seas, that's right. The 7 seas and continents of the world over which people like you have traveled to come here. And at the bottom of the statue, around her feet, are nothing? Hello? Wake up, kids. Broken shackles, representing freedom from repression. And in one hand, all right, this is going to be easy, is the torch, thank you, representing the hopes and ideals of liberty. And in the other is tablet. Did I hear tablet? Thank you. A tablet with the date July 4, 1776. It really is quite moving. I encourage you to visit if you ever have the opportunity. Why do I raise this point? Because now you, ladies and gentlemen, you new citizens, along with Lady Liberty, are the keepers of the flame of liberty. Hold it high for all the world to see. Jealously guard and generously spread this gift you have today, this gift of liberty. I also encourage you new citizens to embrace the democratic ideals of America while at the same time sharing your customs and culture. This was mentioned earlier by one of the students. America's strength comes from the diversity of our citizens. Your names are now added to the fabric of our country. Your accents are beautiful notes to the founding American chorus. You help sustain our democracy through your tolerance and respect for the opinions of others, responsibility to your families and neighborhood, and to quote former President Bush, love of country shown not in prideful boasts, but modest gratitude. Today we showcase you, your families, no less than those whose American roots extend back over generations. I'm going to quote former President John Kennedy. He seems to be quoted often today. He had a wonderful speechwriter, didn't he? John Kennedy said it best. All of us do not have equal talent, but all of us should have an equal opportunity to develop our talents. This is America, a symbol of equal justice, where every American can share in the wonderful legacy of liberty. I want to close now with two stories, since we started the talk today about sharing stories, two stories of liberty and opportunity that I recently read. The first was in a recent issue of Fortune magazine, and it had a feature story about, quote, how one immigrant made it big in America. She was born and raised in Bulgaria by Armenian parents, grew up under the communist regime. Her father had a textile business, and the family faced discrimination, constantly under scrutiny. Her father used to put blankets on the windows to muffle the sound of listening to the Voice of America on the radio. They made a decision to leave and made a middle stop in Lebanon, which was the only country at that time that would accept Armenian immigrants from countries behind the Iron Curtain without documents. And they waited their turn to come to the United States, arriving in 1961 on appropriately the 4th of July. She was 18 when she arrived, didn't understand English, but studied and listened to a lot of television, and eventually graduated from UCLA with a double major in Russian and French. Long story short, she eventually ended up working for the New York City court system as a simultaneous interpreter. It's a wonderful job. They sit next to the person, and they simultaneously interpret for that witness during court proceedings. She was then offered a position with the DEA, that's the Drug Enforcement Administration, encouraged by DEA agents to start her own company, which she did, working out of her home. And for the first 7 years, she didn't take a day off or pay herself a salary. After the tragedy of 9/11, the U.S. government had a shortage of qualified foreign language experts. She obtained a multi-million-dollar contract with the U.S. Army, began hiring hundreds of interpreters, and diversified into IT, data analysis, engineering, construction, and logistics. She went from a $3 million company to a $50 million company in sales in a couple years, and today her annual revenue has grown to over $200 million. Housing and feeding nearly 3,000 U.S. military personnel in the Mideast with interpreters, and supplying services to our courts here nationwide. Her name, Naturalization. My next story is very coincidental. Anybody Google today on the computer and see what was, they oftentimes have a picture or a theme? If you looked today and had time to Google, you would have noticed that the theme was 120 years ago today was the first Olympics in Athens, Greece. It was in April. I guess back then, summer started in April, unlike Northwest Ohio. So my story is an Olympic story. In August of this year, the greatest athletes in the world will stream into Maracana Stadium in Brazil for the opening ceremony of this Summer Olympics. The scene in Rio de Janeiro will look much like all the other Olympic pageants before it, save one crucial detail. For the first time, a member of the Team USA will be wearing a hijab. The fencer, Ms. Muhammad, a 30-year-old Muslim from New Jersey, earned that distinction in late January when she clinched a spot in the Games. She is the third of 5 children raised near New York City in the New Jersey suburb of Maplewood. Her mother, an elementary school special education teacher, her father, a retired narcotics detective. Here again, another uniquely American story. So, we here today share in your stories, your spirit, your joy. Just a few minutes ago, you and I were citizens of different countries. Now, with our different backgrounds, we are bonded with a common language, purpose, and constitution. It's my honor to be among the first up here to call you my fellow Americans. I again welcome you to the spirit of liberty and the wonder of America, and I now encourage all of the families and visitors here to give our new citizens a Flag City, USA round of applause. And next, I'm going to ask Tina Brown to come forward from our court. She's going to help present the certificates to our new citizens. We're going to have a receiving line, and our regular helpers who are noted in your program can come on down. We're going to do it just in front of the stage, and I think we're ready to go. Please feel free when you hear a citizen's name. I don't know what the graduation protocol is in your high schools or the university here, but I personally encourage enthusiasm, applause. Mild shouting is okay too, all right?
You ready, Judge? Okay. Alessandro Arce. Yelin Chen. Emmanuel Favec. Hugo Mateus Ladino. Hilal Mehi. Danuta Minnick. Aladdin Abbas Osman. Hiral Patel. Lata Patel. Pooja Patel. Elva Ruiz. Ada Saban. Alfonso Medina Sanchez. Basada Samir Saruk. Sarah Tipler. And Beverly Vergara.
That's it. Mm-hmm, yeah. It was quick. I think we lost a few people. Where'd they go? Oh, they're over there getting pictures. They are. That's okay. Some of our new citizens are getting their pictures taken, which is fine. I think what we'll do is proceed to wrap up. I want to give very special thanks again to the University of Findlay for hosting. I want to thank everyone from the ushers who greeted you when you came in, to everyone who participated in the ceremony, all the students and musicians, very much appreciated. And a special nod of thanks to Marie Loudon-Haynes, who worked so hard to put this on and always does a beautiful job. With that, we're ready for adjournment of the court and a retiring of the colors. And let's do the retiring of the colors, after which our clerk will come up here, Nick, and give us a final gavel. Please rise for the retiring of the colors. Before he adjourns, to the new citizens, if you would like to speak at a ceremony, please see me afterwards. We would love to have you be a speaker and share your story.
This honorable court is now in recess.